It was December 2012. We were sitting outside on a terrace in California. We were just about to order lunch when I looked at my fiance, and I was all excited, getting ready for the preparation for the wedding was coming up in 2 weeks. And I looked at him and I noticed, like, oh, something's not right. You know that feeling? And he looked at me and he didn't say much. So I asked him, I said, "So are you okay? What's up?" And he was quiet for a moment. And then he said, "The wedding is over." I'm like, "What?" I had just given up my residency in Ecuador, my life in Ecuador, to move to California to be with him. I had given up basically had given up my business, my income, my dream to be with him. It was just me and my suitcases, and he just canceled the wedding 2 weeks before. I had no savings. As a just a little bit before, I moved to Ecuador. I was doing missionary work there. We were going on horses, teaching people, working with children, and it was really a great time. Until one day, I came home from the market and I was feeling terribly sick. And that night, I was in so much pain. I wondered, like, if I would die tonight, how long is it going to take for my family to find out that I actually died? Well, fortunately, I'm still here to tell the story, but I was very sick. I had a severe salmonella infection, and all the heavy antibiotics took months for my body to recover. And so, in that time, when Jonathan proposed, he told me, "I'll nurture you back to health. Don't worry about your business." I basically used up all my savings. And so I ended up with nothing. Um, just me and my suitcase, homeless, no business, no income, no savings, no fiance, and no way at the time to go back to Ecuador or to rebuild my life. And at that time, what was most effective for me was the relationships. And LinkedIn has been an amazing tool for me throughout my career as an entrepreneur. And so the first thing I would do is just get back in connecting with people, building the relationships. And that is especially why I'm so excited to share with you today how over time, I've even improved the system and developed it even more so you can actually build a lead generation system. So that's a little bit of the background about why I am so excited about LinkedIn and the possibility that it offers. So I highly recommend that you still stay till the end so you can discover the formula to your LinkedIn lead generation system. As you can see, we had over 39,000 people register for this event that have come through and have been learning here. And I'd love to share with you how you can do the same. At the end, I have a Q&A session. So if you have questions in between, if I can, I may be able to see them if it's relevant. If not, I'll answer them at the end. So if you have specific questions or anything I can help you with, I'd be happy to help you at the end of the event. My name is Shemaya. I am a leadership consultant and LinkedIn strategist from beautiful Cape Town. You see here Table Mountain in the background. I love to travel, live in different places. These are some of the best-selling books that I've written. But today, we're focusing on a powerful LinkedIn lead generation system, the formula to 3x your sales with LinkedIn events and ChatGPT. So let's find out, because you're here for a reason. Everybody has a different purpose. So I'm curious to find out what brought you here today. Does your company need to expand to the next level? Do you know there's money on LinkedIn, but you're frustrated and tired of struggling on your own? And you really have the desire to help more people with your product or services. So I want to do a quick poll and see, like, what motivated you to show up today live for the event and learn more about LinkedIn. So as the poll is going, we can see to find out, maybe you're not maximizing LinkedIn's potential, or you've been using Sales Navigator, you've been spending the membership and you realize it's not working for me, something's missing. And that part that's missing, I will share with you today, because that is really the key in having a system. So as we go on, please feel free to continue the poll. We'll just leave it open for another minute. And as you know, the future of your company depends on leads. They did a survey to discover what's the biggest sales challenges for small, medium business owners, especially B2B software and consulting companies. And they discovered that 81% doesn't have enough leads to support the growth goals. 85% does not have a scalable lead generation system in place, which results in stress, lack of expansion, or even worse, companies going out of business. Anybody of you, by show of hands, can relate and say, yeah, I can definitely relate. Having more leads would make a big difference for my company. Yes, Mohiba, how else? If you have your camera on, it will be really great because I love to see you. Okay, Brian, yes, Jeannie, Akram, I can see several of you. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll for now. And the number one is, of the people, is a 61% says, I know I'm not maximizing LinkedIn's potential. Well, you come to the right place because I am going to show that with you. And I will show you like these key steps that you can do when you leave here tonight that will make definitely an impact. So is this you? You have a profile, but it's not generating new business. You may have a lot of connections. A lot of people have like over 3,000 connections, but actually have no idea how to monetize your connections. Or the problem is you lack a system to generate leads and grow sales. Anybody, is this you? Can you relate to this? Yeah, I see several people. If I look this way, by the way, I have the camera, the screen here, so I can see your faces and I can see the chat. And that will make all the difference for you, because if so, this is basically what you're doing. You're throwing money out of the window because you have the connections, you have the network, you have the opportunity, but you're actually not monetizing it. So let me show you how to build your LinkedIn lead generation system by mastering LinkedIn events. And as you can see, obviously it's working because you are here today. We have almost over almost 250 people attending us today, and we'll show you how you can use LinkedIn events to find gold in your LinkedIn network. And gold is great, but if you don't mine it, it's just sitting there, it's really not that valuable. You need a system to take it out of the mine into your bank account. So let's see how this works. So this is a LinkedIn event that we organized for Janelle Karras. She's an auction expert. So you can see that the number of people registered, those were the leads that she generated. And I want to show you different examples so you can see how it can work and get ideas how it could work for you and for your company. So in this case, it was about leverage the power of real estate auctions, learn how to increase your revenue and market share by adding auction as a tool to your toolbox. So very specifically for realtors. Now, the key is, and this is what you have to understand, and you saw if you were early some of the videos, like the importance of your LinkedIn profile. It really has to represent you and clearly communicate what is the value that you bring and what's the problem that you solve. So this is Janelle's original profile. And you can see she's the owner, United Country Real Estate. Anybody that has a quick look would think, okay, she's a realtor. Well, in reality, what she does is she generates more revenue for realtors. She is a realtor as well. She could, but she focused really on helping realtors increase their revenue and market share with auction marketing. So make sure that you have a strong headline and that your cover compels people to read your about section, find out, reach out to you. This really is the prime opportunity, like your prime real estate that you want to use, especially the beginning. Because if you send connection request, the beginning is what people see. So if you just have your title or the name of your company, it doesn't mean much to other people. And here is this is the next one, cybersecurity. So this was the LinkedIn event of Adrian Harper. He's a business technology expert. Shield your company against cyber threats in 2024. And the profile, here again, you can see it was very plain, business technology advisor. It doesn't really say much. Cloud 77 doesn't mean anything to anyone except to him. So the first thing we did is update his LinkedIn profile so that it was in alignment and congruent with his event that we set up. Protecting law firms, keeping your law firm and clients safe from data breaches, hackers, and viruses. So he decided to focus on law firms and very clearly the problem that he solves and how we can help you if you are a lawyer, whether it's with IT support or cybersecurity solutions. So looking at this, have a look and make sure that your profile in the event attracts your buyer persona. So they make you stand out from the crowd as the expert, convey trust and credibility. So you can grow your network with LinkedIn events, attract quality prospect, generate more leads and more sales. Now, let's look at how we can use ChatGPT or any of the other AI tools, because there are several out here that are really amazing. to do that. So for people that are very new, I just want to quickly review and clarify what is a prompt. A prompt is the question or instruction you give. The prompt must be specific and accurate. This is really important. In the beginning, I thought like, no, it's really not working because it's so generic. It sounds superficial. The key is, and I'll share with you how to do that, that you include the role, the context, the writing style, the brand tone and voice to get the better responses. And that's what I'll show you. So if you didn't download the worksheet yet, I highly recommend you do that right now, so we can look into that and how that would apply for you. So you can define the buyer persona for your event, and you'll see this is a very simple yet really powerful tool you can use. Let me just open it up. So what you do is you get, when you click the link, you get the link to this Google document. Now, obviously, I can't give you editing permission, but you can click here, and then you can make a copy. So you can edit your own version. So what you do, if you go to the worksheet, you go to the section with the prompt, with the buyer persona. So in this blue section, where it here says a business coach helps entrepreneurs create more freedom, time, and income by setting up systems and building a team, specializing in creating a better work-life balance. Here you would put in, like, what does your company do? And if you stay to the end, I can definitely guide you a little bit more, like, because this is very key. As you can see, it doesn't say just a business coach. You want to focus on what's unique about you as a business coach. Give a little bit more specific angle in what problems you specifically solve, because there are different angles. There's a business coach that maybe help people or companies prepare for the exit strategy. There's a business coach that focus on health so that you are more productive. So there's different angles you can take. So be as specific as you can. And what you then do, here again, you define the role. So you're a market researcher. What you then do when you've edited this blue section and this section, like who are you targeting, you copy this whole section, the whole prompt up to here, and you put this in ChatGPT. There's another one that I really like. It's called Perplexity. Because in Perplexity, you can also upload PDF documents. I'm just going to use this one for fun. Usually I use one or two, and then you make your own with the ideas that you get. So I highly recommend not to copy and paste anything from AI, but get ideas and then give it your own personal flavor, so it's still unique to you. And here you can see the answers. In this case, the buyer persona would be John Smith. This is kind of the age, occupation, marital status, often has children. It gives you kind of an idea about who this person is, what his characteristics, his hobbies, his personal aspirations, spend more time with family. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. Scale his business, increase revenue and delegate tasks, overload from workload, lack of time for personal life. So your LinkedIn event, your profile could tune in on any of these pain points, like how to spend more time with family or work-life balance or manage time effectively, how to build a team. So you see, you can take different aspects from this to come up with your LinkedIn profile and your LinkedIn event title. Here you see a little bit more about the shopping behavior. Then there's another it's a very short but very powerful prompt, is to expand on the pains, main challenges, needs, and dreams. If you do that and you speak to this buyer persona, it will give you a lot of angles and a lot of good data to use for your profile, your LinkedIn event, your description, but also to create content. As you can imagine, if you do this first and then ask ChatGPT, or in this case Perplexity, to create content, it will be much more tailored to the person that you want to serve. In this case, I'm not saying it's necessarily for the business plan. This specifically is for the buyer persona. So we're looking at the marketing angle of what you do and what you offer. Now, obviously, it has lots of use cases. You can use it for a business plan. Only this specific system is designed how you use ChatGPT to create amazing LinkedIn events and LinkedIn event titles for that. You see here, if you read this, you can find a lot of information in this prompt. Established business owners often find themselves grappling with the overwhelming demands of their roles, constant pressure, effective management of their time and resources. So you just look through it and you find out, like, okay, what makes me unique that I would like to focus on that is a pain point for them. And you can go into it more, like unique added value, headline. You can use the tools to come up with that. I just wanted to give you a quick case so you understand how to use it. And as I mentioned, combine them, combine the Perplexity and ChatGPT or Gemini. They give different angles, and then you can just make your own version with your own flavor, your own voice. That makes it really unique. Any questions or any problems with downloading the worksheet? If you didn't download it yet, I highly recommend you download it so you can just continue on that later as well. Now, how does it work? The LinkedIn events, does it work? It's a very effective way. Here is Jonathan Flex. He's a career coach. He helps leaders take the next step in their career. And his event was very successful. And I'll let you share with him the results he achieved.
45 people registered, about 30 showed up, 28 of the 30 stayed to the whole length, so the engagement was excellent. And was hoping for about 5 appointments, and I think we scheduled 9 appointments.
Now, so here what he does, of the 9 appointments, he has a very good closing rate because he has an incredible service he offers. So he'll likely close more than half of them on his program, and he has different levels of services. So if you want your own LinkedIn lead generation system without having to figure it out by yourself, without making expensive mistakes, without feeling overwhelmed and frustrated, without wasting hours and hours on LinkedIn, I do invite you to book a strategy call with me. I'd be happy to see how we can help you. And if you do qualify to work with us, you do need to have an existing business. If you haven't launched your business yet, if you don't have existing clients, it's not the best fit. It really is the best option if you have already clients, you have a proven market fit, and you're in a position to invest in your LinkedIn strategy. And I just forgot to mention, like with Jonathan, he actually started doing events. The event that he did, he had, I think he had about 30, 40 people register. There were 3 people who attended, but because he didn't have the wording correctly and the invitation correctly for his LinkedIn event, he had 3 people that were totally not potential prospects. Like it was kind of a disconnect with what he was offering and what they understood from his LinkedIn event. Where the last one he did, as you can see, there were 30 people that attended. Most of them stayed from the beginning till the end because it really has great value. And then he booked 9 sales calls. So yeah, it really is a great system. If you I have this special that I designed, if you book your strategy call now, which means in the next 40 minutes, during the webinar before we end off, you'll receive my LinkedIn profile optimization class for free, which is a value of $79. Again, you must qualify for the call, so your business will generate at least $100,000 or more per year, and you're able to invest in executing your LinkedIn strategy. It's not really useful if I map out your strategy and you're not able to invest in the tools, Sales Navigator, and the things required. Okay, so next step. So we talked about finding gold in your network, the system to do that. The next step is turning connections into sales using LinkedIn event. This is a great quote from Edward Deming. 94% of failure is the result of the system, not the people. Any of you can relate that you've been struggling, you started LinkedIn, very excited, but it just didn't last because you got busy? Anybody? I'm just looking at my camera here. I see Jeannie smiling. Yep, I know. I've been there too. I see Akram. Because that's what happens. If you're a business owner, I'm sure you have enough on your plate the way it is. I've never met anybody that said, you know what, I'm looking for something more to do. If I would just have an hour or 2 hours that I can just spend on LinkedIn. Honestly, we don't really want to be on LinkedIn. What we want is we want to help more people with our product or service. What we want is to be on a call with people and find out if they're a good fit so we can work together. Well, that's what LinkedIn can do for you if you know how to do it and you have a system in place. That will make all the difference. So this is the system that I'd like to share with you. So I kind of made it a bit visual to make it easier to understand, hopefully. If not, just let me know in the chat if something's not clear. I can either go into it now or at the end, as I mentioned. The core, as you saw, is your LinkedIn profile. Your profile needs to communicate. It needs to be professional. So you need to have a good profile photo. You need to have a good the background cover or banner and a strong headline. Not a headline that says, I'm the owner of company XYZ, I'm the founder of whatever company. You need to be clear in like, what's the problem you solve? What's the pain that you can help people with? that you address or the pleasure that you bring. So your LinkedIn profile is really key. It needs to be strong. Then from your LinkedIn profile, we will grow it. If you already have a big network, there's a lot of opportunity there. We also send new connection requests, continue to grow your network, send messages to people in groups, events, really create a lot of engagement. And then from there, invite them to your event. And you'll see that at a certain point, your LinkedIn events start growing and more people find it. People start sharing, promoting. Like most of you on this event today, you found me, I didn't find you, which is really amazing because that opens a whole new door of opportunity. Well, until you get there and you really have that system going, I have a lot of strategies that help you fill your LinkedIn event, growing your profile, because people really want to connect with a person. That's what LinkedIn is about, building the relationships. And this will result in, as you could see, booking 8 to 10 sales calls per week to grow your database. As you know, you had to provide your email address so we could send you the Zoom link, generate sales. It's fascinating to see that you get new clients, but also a lot of existing or old clients are coming back. Like I know that Jonathan from his last event, he said 2 were existing clients that actually realized, oh, I forgot about you. And they purchased again because they had a good experience in the past, but they didn't hear from him for so long. And then the other thing is you need a tool so you can measure the results. So here you can see connected out of all requests sent, 53%. That's really high. On average, it's 15 to 20%. So if you would do well and you send 100 connections manually, you would have 50 new connections. Of those 15 connections, it's about 15 to 20 that respond. So you would have an engagement or messaging with 2 to 3 people per week. Now, the system that we use will allow you to even send up to 200 connection requests. That's double. And when you are able to measure it and you make sure you have a good acceptance rate, LinkedIn will give you more connection requests. So even up to 300 per week. So you can imagine the impact that that will have. Here is another example, total replied after connecting 50%. You also see what most of us do, or what I used to do, is you send a connection request, they say thank you or not, but then they don't hear from you again. Anybody can relate to that one? I talk to somebody, he says, well, no, I'm sending connection requests every day. I says, it's good, and then what? Nothing. Because the connected and responded is like 2.7%. They say thank you and that's it. It's only in the follow-up, 47.3% that then responds. And as you are in business, if you've been in sales long enough, you realize the money is in the follow-up. And there's not enough time in the day, so having good systems will really help you. This is a key concept, deploy the income formula. What is the income formula? The income formula is this, and see for yourself and look if it makes sense to you. Communication out plus intention equals communication in, which equals income. And income can be anything that you want, whether it's friendships, money, love, kisses, etc. Well, this is a business training, so I'm going to stick with money and leads coming in. But you can imagine if now tonight you would get on your phone and you would send 50 text messages to family, friends, obviously you're going to get a lot of communication in from the communication you sent. And if you send them, hey, I love you so much, you're so grateful to have you in my life, I'm sure you get a lot of positive messages back from that as well. So the key in LinkedIn, what most people underestimate, is the quantity, the communication, the number of communications that you need to send out. You need, if you don't maximize your connection request, if you don't send messages to people in your first degree, there's just not enough impact. So you have to start with quantity. People often say, no, but the quality is more important. I know. It's really in the beginning a bit challenging. What's more important, quantity or quality? But the problem is you can't really define what is quality because it's very subjective. But if you start with quantity and you measure, you can then improve the quality over time based on results. You can see, like for this client, we had an acceptance rate of 50%. In the beginning, it wasn't that high, but we improved it so that we could actually track and see that we improved the quality with the quantity. Now, obviously, you don't want to spam people and send them whole long messages. You then be genuinely willing to help. It's a social network. Bring the value. I know that you're here because you have something that you want to share with people. You have something that makes a difference. And let that come through in the messages that you send. So right as if you're talking to a good friend, send them text messages and make it personal and short, very nice. As you can see here, some of the fruits, some of the leads you'll reach out to, they're ready to buy now, the low-hanging fruits. Other fruits take time to ripen, so you need to stay in communication with them. This is a very valuable statistics. This is actually from LinkedIn itself. It's related to InMail. So InMails are the messages you can send if you have a paid account, but the same principle applies, that shorter InMails get above average response rate. So if your message is too long, like you have more than 1400, you can see that the response rate drops is less than 18%. But if you keep your message short, to the point, and personal, the personal is my added comment. Basically, they say short, 200 to 400 characters, you get a much higher response rate. Keep in mind, people are often in their phone, they're quickly checking in between. So using messaging that arrives because people feel like, oh, this is a nice message, makes all the difference, and keep it short, keep it simple. And this is what we do. Just a quick, another example that I wanted to show you from Angela Leon, that it works for different business models. She's the founder of Semirosis Virtual Assistants. Her average virtual assistant package is $2,500 per month, but she even has packages up to $11,000. For her, every LinkedIn event generates 2 or 3 clients for her. So just imagine the revenue that brings in. The value of a client is about $30,000 per year, because once they start working with her, they usually stay for years, even not even for 1 year. So just 2 clients at $30,000 per year is $60,000 in sales. So here she shares the story about what she did and how she used LinkedIn event to growing her business.
We generally, from every LinkedIn event, will get about 4 to 5 leads, people who want to right on the spot say, I want to chat, or they call me right after and say, I'd like to speak. And we at least walk out with 2 or 3 clients.
So here she shares the experience herself, that she gets the new clients. So if you would like to close more clients, you want to grow your network daily on autopilot, engage with those who signed up for your event, share your knowledge, become the expert in your industry, experience the joy of helping more people. Here's the link. Kara will also put it in the chat. Because really, you have 2 options. You can get started now, and that's like people like Elon Musk, successful people. They take action, they move, and get things done, or you keep spinning your wheels. Oh, sorry, I'm going too fast. So the third aspect is transform your profile into a lead machine. LinkedIn Event Mastery, your LinkedIn lead generation system, that will really help you to build your brand and grow profit. I've also seen a lot of people that have been using content, and it does work. You need to be consistent, but you need to understand how LinkedIn works and how their algorithms works, so that you actually get more reach and more traction with your content. When you combine it with a LinkedIn event, already people see you coming by, and you're positioning yourself as an expert. You build your brand, you grow profit by sharing your knowledge, and you get paid. You can easily generate 20 to 100 plus leads effortlessly, and you grow your email list and your income. You generate sales and expand your business. That's the benefit of organizing LinkedIn events. Again, here are a few examples so you can see the different topics. This is Bijal. He's amazing. He has vetted virtual assistants that he can help you with for all the busy work, especially social media. A lot of people feel overwhelmed, and he can help you overcome that. Very clear also, right? If you come to his profile, you immediately know, like, okay, if you have this problem, if you feel overwhelmed, if you need help with sales, social media, or other time-consuming busy work, you know, okay, this is somebody to talk to. And here you can see his event, increase leads and sales, leveraging virtual assistant without paid ads, and the number of attendees that he had for this event in July. Here's another example, Okara Shaba. Again, it's very clear what he does. Pado Care, empower care home and agencies, boost efficiency. So make sure that your profile stands out, and when people come there, it's actually clear to them what it is you do. And here is his event. It's very specific for the UK market, NHS, the National Healthcare System, AI's impact on your CQC rating, which is a rating that's important for home cares. And you can see that even this was his first event. He had 80 people attend. And what you can see with him is what he did very brilliantly. He combined it with a strong content strategy. So you can just look at, 10,000 people just like in comments, 499 comments, 10,000 people like in 499 people comment. You can see that his content strategy combined with the invitations really create a lot of reach and helps him grow, gets him in the door with investors and very key people to grow. Now, just the practical aspect. How do you set up a LinkedIn event? It's very simple. You just need to make sure you do it on your company page. If you don't have a company page, that will be your first assignment. Create a company page, have your logo there, because when you do it on a company page, you're able to collect the email addresses. If you do it on your personal profile, you can, but then you can't message people, you can't email people, you would have to message them. So obviously we do like building our database, and we like the email addresses to send reminders, as you've noticed, as well. So you set up your company page, that's number one, and then you just click on create. Then it will show up like you can start a post, create an event, post a free job. So you click the create an event, obviously. And then once you've set up the event, you need to make sure you have your privacy policy link handy. So that needs to be filled out in order to collect email addresses. Come up with a title that speaks to your buyer persona, as we looked before, a description that speaks to them. And then once you have your event set up, you start inviting your connections. Here we come in again, quantity of communication. LinkedIn allows you to invite thousands existing connections to your event. So that's amazing because it really gives you a head start. If you have your event set up, as you can see here, you click on the share button, and then it will show all your connections, and you can click all your connections you want to invite. Now, if you don't have a very big network yet, you can start also inviting people that you share a group with. Because normally you can only message first degree connections and send connection requests to second and third degree connections. If you share a group with somebody, you can also message them directly to invite. So if you find relevant groups, in this case, remember we did for Janelle, the real estate, how to use auctions. She joined the real estate group, and then we can message people and saying, hey, would you like to increase your revenue as a realtor? Have you thought about auctions for your toolbox? The other thing you can do is target relevant events. So in this case, this was about AI. So as I'm talking about ChatGPT, I know that these people are interested in similar topics. And so you can also sign up for this event and then target other people or message other people in that group, because you know there's a common interest. You can see here, you can message them, but you can also connect with them. Some people have the settings different, so you can't message them, but you know that these are people that are interested in your topic. So if you have, for example, a company, you do financial advising, and there is somebody related with tax advice, and you have somebody else has an event on tax, how to save tax, then obviously if you connect with the people here, you know they're interested in the topic. And this is Matthew. So this is, again, I just want to show with you how it could work for you. In his case, 100 people registered. He sent out 1,000 infestations. 28 people attended. He closed one new client for $12,000, and he had 99 leads to close later without paying a dime for ads. That's the cool thing with the LinkedIn event system. Once you have the system, you can continue running it. You don't have to pay for ads. What if you run Facebook ads? It's great. It also works specifically, and there's nothing wrong with it or doing LinkedIn ads. The benefit is, in this case, the system keeps running even if you don't pay for ads. So his LinkedIn event generated 12,000 in initial sales. So how many of you looking at these numbers would agree that, yeah, LinkedIn definitely is a gold mine? You're just looking at, okay, how do I get the gold out of it? I see Jeannie smiling. You have such a lovely smile, Jeannie. Akram, it's nice because it makes me feel like I'm not talking to myself, you know, we're actually together here in this together. Anybody else? Yeah, would agree. LinkedIn is a gold mine. Yeah, I see Mohiba, Brian. Yeah, it's definitely true. There are more than like almost 1 billion people in all different industry all over the world.
I sent out, I think 1,000 connections. We had about 100 actually register, and we got one sale out of it. Since I'm selling a very high ticket 5-figure B2B system, it's between $10,000 and $12,000. Just getting that one client from the process was really like a big win. And I also have about 99 other people to follow up with that now know about the product.
Amazing. So how many of you, if you make it, like you said, $10,000 to $12,000 sale, if you would make an extra sale like that once a month, anybody would say that would make a difference in your life? Or let's say every other month, right? Exactly. and having a system so you can continue doing it, because then you continue to improve it. So let me teach you how to build your own LinkedIn lead generation system. Because what you will have, so you'll have the secret formula to consistently generate new leads. Now, I showed you how to do it. It's really not difficult. You can, go on YouTube, find out some things and set it up. The difference is if you have a proven system to grow sales with LinkedIn events, so you don't have to spend a lot of time, you don't have to do all the work manually. An expanding network of quality connections and insights to the LinkedIn hacks the big influencers use. This has been the most impactful for me, because if you don't know, you're kind of testing in the dark. So you're putting a lot of effort, but not really getting the best results. As you saw with the content, if you know how it works, it makes a big difference. So it really is a unique and time-efficient lead generation machine. This is the machine. I just want to make sure that you see that it's clear that what you do. So the first step is really your profile. I gave you some really good examples in like what's before, what's after. The first thing, if there's nothing else, improve your profile. Make sure you have a good profile picture, you have a good cover or banner, and the headline. Those are the key things. And then in the about section, and this is another really key point, the about section, I know it's kind of a trick, and I've seen this with a lot of people, so don't feel bad. The about section is not about you. I know it's not really fair, but it's not about you. A lot of people tell in the about section what they do, what they've done, their experience, how great they are. The about section is about your client, your prospects, how you can help them. So yes, you want to talk about you, but first of all, you want to talk about the problems you solve, the pain you can solve, and about what makes you the best person to help them with that. So yes, you want to share something of your background, but first start explaining to them how you can help. And then you go into depth and say, well, I can help you specifically because this is what I've done in the past. This is my track record. These are the people that I've helped. So your profile, the about section needs to be about the value that you can bring, not about you and where you've worked and where you went to school and like all those kind of things. Okay, that's really key. So you need a strong profile, and then you need to make sure you have quantity of communication going out, building your profile and inviting people to your event. Your event needs to have a strong title that attracts the right people. As I mentioned with Jonathan, he did his event on his own. He had 3 people show up and none of them would be potential client, could even buy from him because his title did not attract the right people. Now we had 30 people show up and he booked 9 sales meetings that he closed several of them in his program. So those are the key things to start with, to really have a system to book sales calls, grow your database and generate sales. The key components is phase 1 is design your LinkedIn lead generation system. So the strategy behind it. So that's why I'm offering the strategy call as well, just to have a look and say, okay, what would it be for you? What could be your LinkedIn event title? What's already out? What's popular? What's working? And how would that tie in with your LinkedIn profile and with your LinkedIn messages to make sure that everything, your whole marketing system is congruent. So that's first the design, then we build it. As you saw, there were different components. There's a system that we integrate with your LinkedIn profile to set all the messages, all the connection requests, and make sure that you have the follow-up going. And then we also integrate your LinkedIn event to make sure that people get the confirmation email, the reminders, and that you actually build your pipeline and follow up. And also from there, as you've seen, either me or my team, we're sending connection requests, and then we want to follow up, stay in touch with you to see how can we help. How do you engage to maximize show up and conversion? Because first you need to set up your system, then you want to invite a lot of people, then you want to make sure that people show up, and then obviously convert them into booking calls. The formula of profitable events, and the phase 5 is turning leads into sales conversations. And last but not least, the powerful yet little known LinkedIn hacks. And when you go from New York, from New York to LA, you can, take the buggy and horses, not the fastest ways, not the most comfortable, and you may, it's going to take you quite a while, which is you could do your LinkedIn event on your own, as I mentioned. It's not difficult to do. The problem is there's a lot of little things that if you don't have them right, could cost you a lot of money and mistakes. The other option is to just join me in my private jet. It's much more comfortable, much faster and more fun. So anybody who wants to join in my jet and follow the system with me? Anybody? Yes, Jeannie's coming. Lou is coming. I knew it. I knew Jeannie. You're going to be a good travel companion. But as you know, it's not for everybody. Because a private jet, it is more expensive. It's got an investment, but it has the benefit, the return, and that's really what we're looking at. So it's not for everybody. There are certain requirements to join. Some companies and some business models just work better than others. This is also good to know because maybe LinkedIn is not the platform for you. So then you don't have to waste a lot of money and resources trying to figure something out that won't work. If your clients, you must have valuable knowledge to educate prospects. If you don't have that, the LinkedIn event strategy is not going to work. Like if you have a transportation company and you just have trucks that move stuff from A to B, LinkedIn events are not really, something that would work for your industry. But if you are a wealth coach or a financial advisor, I met this amazing lady, and she helps people reduce their taxes from like 40% to 7 to 25% legally. Like that is amazing if she can educate them on simple strategies that are effective and legal that can help them. So that's the first thing. In order for LinkedIn events to work, you need to have valuable knowledge to educate prospects. Now, some people, they just don't. Other people may have it, but it comes so natural to them, they don't even realize it. Your company is selling high-ticket services or products. You want to make sure that of the sales meetings you do, if you close 2 or 3 or maybe 4 people a month, that it's worth your effort. As you saw, those are the clients that usually do best. If you sell soap for $5, unless you sell it to retailers, LinkedIn is really not the best platform for you. And like LinkedIn events are really not a good way for you. The other thing is you and your sales team will convert new leads into sales. I've had people that, they want to join and they have the leads, but you need to convert them. Okay, this is the system to generate leads. You need to follow up, stay in touch, build a relationship. You agree to applying and executing the system to get results because that's what we want. We want to help more people and organizations. This is the last requirement. What you have to offer has to really help individuals, organizations in a good way. There are certain companies and industries that I'd rather not get involved with because I don't want to contribute in something that's actually harming people more than it's hurting them. So those are very important requirements. If you feel that you do qualify and you would like to consider and see, what, I'd like to find out more, how could it work for my company? The link is in the chat. Book a strategy call. And as I mentioned, you get the course, the class, just if you schedule right now during this event. We have a 0 risk guarantee, which is why people need to qualify, otherwise it won't work. If you are accepted into the program and you apply the strategy correctly from LinkedIn Event Mastery, you will have qualified leads. And I'll make sure that if you turn those leads into new clients, that you'll make more sales than you've invested with us, guaranteed. If not, we'll continue working with you without you paying a dime to make sure that you have that result.
As a result, we had about 50 calls booked within about 2 months, and one of which became a very massive potential strategic partner that we're in early talks on, and it's going very, very well, which would roll us out to probably a good percentage of the largest property management company in the United States, which has been a huge deal for us.
And that's a great example of what you can do. Sales calls, but also the results or the relationships. I had somebody else and she was invited for a speaking event, but it was also very cool. So if you book now, we'll send you the email as well later with the link. You can book. I recommend book while we're on the Zoom call because you'll get the profile optimization class just because you're action takers. And that's what I like, the best people I like to work with. Your business must generate 100,000 or more per year, and you must be able to invest in executing the LinkedIn strategy that we discuss. Can't schedule meeting. Joyce, can you check, please, Rain? She says she can't schedule the meeting. That's another very good question. I'll just touch on quickly. I like that question, Robert. He says, crazy question, but you mentioned targeting people in related events. Can you elaborate on that a little more? I teach and train sales process and communication that would be perfect for this audience. After the events, to take these prospects through the actual sales process. But how do I connect with 200 people in an event like this? So what you do is you join the event. And when you join the event, you can either send connection requests to other attendees or other people who registered, or you can message them directly because you know that these are people interested in sales and they're looking for the solution. So really what you do is you look for buyer personas that have a similar pain that you solve. Yeah, I mean, Danielle, if you have your own jet, I mean, we should travel together. It's more fun that way. But if you have a system that's working, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. If you're here and you want to grow and you want to have something to expand or something that you don't have to make it as time consuming, then that would be great. Robert, it says 5, 10, or 15. I'm not sure what the question relates to. What about finding experts in their field and market sell them through this program? I don't fully understand the question, Francisco, but if you mean that you would use the program like a LinkedIn event, you could definitely do that. Keep in mind though that you need to give value in a LinkedIn event. So it needs to be something that people can take away with it. So today I discussed with you a few key things which will make a huge difference. If you just improve your profile, if you just set up your first LinkedIn event and start implementing, you will be able to generate leads just from the hour that we have here together. But you need to do it. You join my program, obviously I have all the systems, so it's less painful, less frustration, and you build it over time. We work together to improve it. You will get better results. If you're not ready for that, just go and start to make money. If you're an employee rather than a business owner, Angelique, it depends on what do you want to achieve as an employee. Do you want to grow your network? It depends. There's many different purposes. Do you want speaking? Do you want to, are you looking for another job? There's many different things. So if you can be more specific what the outcome is, then I can go into more details. Okay, there is definitely an issue, Rain, because people can't find the link. Thank you for telling me, Anna. So if they can't book a call, it doesn't really work. Yes, they're saying page is not found. Andrew, if you stay till the end, I'm happy to go over that. I just want to wrap this section up quickly for those people that really have to go. We definitely use LinkedIn Sales Navigator because we want to target the right people. Thank you, Rajasri. I'm so happy to hear that. It was wonderful. The goal for profile views increase daily. Not as much profile views, Mac. The purpose is to grow your network, because the more bigger your network, the more people you can communicate with. Okay, I have a lot of people saying they cannot, the page can't be found. Rain, I know you're there. Please get this resolved. We'll go more into David, the CRM. It's called Epic Sales CRM. We can go into it. I never had a lot of success with Navigator. Yeah, Angelique, I know, because Navigator is just one tool. It's a tool, it's a great tool, but you need to know how to use it. If you just have a brush, it doesn't make you Picasso. So Sales Navigator is just one component of the whole LinkedIn lead generation machine that we built. There are other components. It's like you have a car and you have a really great engine, but you don't have the wheels and all the other parts. It doesn't really work. So Sales Navigator is good, but if you need to message every person one by one, it's quite a job. Yes, we will email you the recording, Ritik, if you've provided us with your email, so that's good. Super zoomed, I don't know what you mean. If you're a business development sales employee, oh, Angelique, well, there's two different options. You can use the strategy to generate leads and to grow sales if you just get a commission. Obviously, if you want to make a connection with the person in the company that can contribute and help you with the system, it would be amazing, because I can show how you will generate more money for them that it's going to cost them. So that's kind of cool. So we can do either one. You can do it on your own and say, okay, I'm just going to do this because I get paid commission, or, we can connect either with the owner, the CEO, and get those results. Okay, thank you so much. You are amazing. Thank you for joining. You're still with us. We definitely want to hear your success story. Oh, Shateka says, I think it's multiple people. That it should be able to handle that traffic. How much value and percentage should we deliver in the event in comparison to the original offer? Arnella, that's a very, very good question. It depends on what it is that you do. Most of the time, I give value here and you can implement it, but what most people need is they have questions, feedback, and they need help with implementation, because I can tell you what to do, but all the details on how to do it is just not enough time here in an hour. So most of the time you can just tell them something that will help them, gives them a little step. Like if you have an appetizer in a restaurant, Don't give them the full meal, but give them an appetizer. But it's not usually not possible to help them, because people, like, even now today, it's great. We have still like 150 people with us. Are you actually, all of you 150 people, are you actually going to take this and make a profitable event? Most of you will do much better if you're part of a group, if you have guidance, if you have accountability and the support. That's what I would like to offer, so that you actually have consistent result and you have a machine, not just a one-time event. If you can't find a spot on my calendar, email me. I may be able to move some things around, because I know there's a lot of different time zones and I do fill up pretty quickly at the moment. I am expanding the team, but for now, yeah, it can be a bit of a challenge. Still can't reach. Okay, booking page is working. Thank you, Bafana. I'm very happy to hear. Kara, I need you to put in the link that's working that Okara put in there, but apparently the link that we had doesn't work. Is that fair to use somebody else's events to promote yours? Don't you afraid of bucking your profile? Yeah, I know it's a little bit of a trick, but I mean, it's not an unknown trick, and people can choose. You may buy my LinkedIn profile and not from the other guy, or my LinkedIn course, or the other way around. Maybe you came here and you choose to buy somebody else's. I mean, I believe in it. I know there's abundance. There's so many people that need help. So 1 or 2 people, I'm not too concerned about that. If I'm the good fit for you, I would love to help you. I'm very committed and dedicated. My clients will tell you we go above and beyond. It's what makes us unique, because we have the implementation support. We're not just a course and you run your own, have fun, watch the videos. No, we'll guide you through. So for some people, that's great. Other people may not, they may not connect with me, and that's okay too. As a VA, can Sales Navigator help? Joyce, that's a great question. I would definitely learn how to use it, because you can use it for clients and definitely can help clients. Angelique, thank you for joining. Okay. You give them the information and sell implementation. Yes, correct. Implementation and the whole system. I give you, like, now, some key strategies to use, but not the full program, obviously, because it's a 12-month program that we offer. Sorry, just want to go quickly. Okay, so this is another real-time example. I'm realizing I'm running out of time, because often people ask me, does it work for if you have a program to consumers and you don't business to consumer, not business to business? You can. Here's a real life example. This was Dr. Chris. He has a high-end health and detox program. So he didn't want to do free sales calls, so he sold a consultation for $197. And his target was to get paying prospects in and upsell them based on consultation, what they needed. So that's what it takes to run profitable events, to apply the success formula. Like in this case, he had 48 people show up live. He closed 5 clients at 197, so that was $985 at the event. And then of those, one person purchased his 7,500 full program after the initial consultation. So basically, he made $8,485 initial sale. The question is really, because I see a lot of more questions, and I'll go into them when I wrap this up, is if not this, then what? There are different LinkedIn programs. What I love, what makes me unique, and what I'm most proud of is that we genuinely care, and we're here. You can message us. We're here to support you. We want to see results. And we guarantee that when you actually follow up with the leads, you close them, you will make more money working with us from the events than that you'll invest us. That's our target. If it's not me, then who? And if it's not now, then when? You may have been looking at LinkedIn for a while, but now is the time to take action, because if you don't catch the wave, you may never be able to catch up on your competitors and really build your LinkedIn leadership position, because other people are growing. Even though LinkedIn is an older platform compared to TikTok, it's now really gaining more and more momentum. So now is really the time. As you can see, there were some examples. Matthew, he made 12,000 from one sales. Every event she has 2 clients would basically represent 60,000 in sales. As you remember, it was the year income that she generated. So you may wonder, okay, so cool, but what's the investment? Well, let me show you what's included. If you want to help us build your own lead generation money machine, what's included? There's training modules. So this is 24/7 access, all the videos step by step, taking you to the program. It's a value of $3,997. We have the monthly group coaching calls. Those are live, the value of $2,400. It's amazing. People love it because you get to share successful actions, you share your wins, and it's a great place because you can also get help with your strategy and feedback. We have an exclusive interactive WhatsApp group with the value of 2,400. If you have questions, you don't have to wait for the month. We are here. And if needed, you know, somebody on my team can hop on a quick Zoom call with you to guide you through so you can keep going and you're not stuck. LinkedIn message templates, a value of $800. Event email templates, value of $1,200. Event conversion check sheets to make sure you have all the steps in place to optimize your conversion, value $1,000. The tech support event setup and integration, value $3,600. And the latest hacks of LinkedIn and updates, which really is priceless because it makes all the difference when you understand how the platform works behind the scenes. And LinkedIn won't tell you these things, obviously. What would be your total investment? The value of the full program would be $15,397. I won't charge you $15,397 because you can create your own LinkedIn lead generation system for an investment of only $500 per month, and that's paid annually. So basically, it's only $5,997 to get the whole full system, the knowledge, really the coaching, the support, and the integration, the tech support that will get you the result. So as I said, you do need to qualify because if you sell something that's worth $100, you're just not a good fit unless you sell in high quantity. But even then, you really need a high-end product or service and something that truly helps people, that makes a difference for individuals or for organizations. What you will have, the secret formula to consistently generate new leads, the proven system to grow sales with LinkedIn events, an expanding network of quality connections. Obviously, leads is great in sales, but as you saw from Sean, they also made strategic partnerships. I've had clients that got invited to speak at events, so that opened a whole new door of opportunities for them. Insights to the LinkedIn hacks the big influencers use, a unique and time-efficient lead generation machine. This one I specifically like because I like time efficient. I think it's really amazing if you can scale and you can make things efficient so you get the results without having to spend hours doing that. And maybe this sounds familiar to you. You're looking for a time-efficient system to generate leads consistently. You really want to be the leader in your industry and make an impact, but maybe your content is or is not really getting the traction you would like. You know, LinkedIn is a huge opportunity for your company, but where do you start? Well, I recommend start by booking your strategy call now. If you book it like now, then I'll even send you my LinkedIn profile optimization class for free, which is a value of $79, where I go more in depth and give you way more value that I could just touch on today. You do need to qualify if your business must generate 100,000 per year or more, and you're able to invest in executing your LinkedIn strategy. Okay, I think that was it. Yeah, so this was again the whole overview, the system, and just to remind you, my 0 risk guarantee. You will have quality leads. You and your sales team have to turn those into new clients. We don't do the sales for you. If you do, you'll make more sales than you've invested with us, guaranteed. And so if you would like to turn your LinkedIn profile into a sales magnet, generate leads consistently on autopilot without paying a dime for ads, and really make a difference in the lives of more people, grow sales and create new opportunities, I would love to chat with you.